Okay, so before that, I want to ask you, have you ever feel like when someone is emotional or overact or overly emotional, or when our friends don't understand our conditions, when there's a problem while we experience, and then we say like, oh, I don't think it's possible to do something like that, or it's hard for us to understand what other people feel. If we difficulty predicting our own desires and actions, so how do we handle the feelings of other people? Yeah, this is such a common happen in our life. So this condition is hot-cold empathy gap. Hot-cold empathy gap is the cognitive bias that makes us underestimate the preferences of others. And basically, our preferences can change depending on what our emotional experience at the time. And conversely, people fail to realize how much their current emotion experiences by perception. So here I want to explain you there are two conditions, namely hot and cold. Cold is a state where we feel comfortable, calm, and rational, while hot is a situation where we feel sad, angry, afraid, exhausted, even hungry. So now when we in a hot state, it's really hard for us to imagine how in a cold position. For example, if we are hungry and then we go to restaurants and we want everything to be bought, we want to buy some food, drink, and then after the food comes, then we realize that too many orders that we bought. So why we feel like this? Because how we see the situation or how we receive information and making decisions, that depends on our mental cognition at the time. And actually this phenomenon is dominated by personal factors, and each person has a different emotional dose. So when we feel like no one understands our conditions, even though people who hear our stories, actually they can only guess and predict and do not feel the true emotions. One interesting study from PLOS, Public Library of Science, discovered that when individuals are happy, it's more difficult for them to emphasize with negative emotions and easier for them to emphasize with positive emotions. This just shows us how states dependent. Empathy can be in how we often need to be in that person's mental state to truly understand them. Because of that, there are several consequences, both of this effective in that greatly affect how our decision-making process or our response in the social environment. Several consequences include poor decision-making. And when we are not able to figure out our mental states, like in a hot or cold state, our decision making will be affected. So trying to be honest with our own feelings and accepting the hot state phase will make it easier for us to cope with these emotions. So the second one is misunderstandings of others. So if you're not honest about our own feelings or about our phrase that we are experiencing, it's easier for us to create misunderstanding between two people because of their different emotional frequencies. So because of that, it's really important for us to understand about other feelings or about other emotions. And then the last one is judgment of others. So yeah, this is such a common habit in our life. When we fail to know the person well, it's easy for us to judge others wrong because they act like irrationally, even though we don't realize that they are in a hot state phase. Emotions are a powerful force in guiding and influencing our actions because there are many reasons why we act, like because of anger, fear, and so on. Yeah, empathy gap, hot-cold empathy gap make the process of emphasizing and understanding the people a little more difficult, but this is not impossible. Understanding requires calm when angry. Empathy requires patience to listen. But when we put ourselves in other situations, we may find ourselves acting a similar way. For instance, maybe the person had just broken up with their girlfriend, or maybe they are having serious financial troubles, or maybe a loved one had recently passed away, or maybe shirt has a lot of sentimental value to them. So let's to be more empathetic and always try to put ourselves in other shoes. Zaid Abdunor says, don't promise when you are happy, don't reply when you are angry, and don't decide when you are sad.